Hey guys, it's Ronnie P, Pilot Gardener and Reefer. I was going to show you just a little bit on the display tank here for my Red Sea 250 Reefer aquarium. I just noticed something a little while ago. I was doing some other stuff underneath the bottom, trying to get some equipment set up and tuned in and operating properly. And I noticed while doing all of that I've got Copepods everywhere. They're all over the glass. You can see them, they're crawling around. And anyway, that's pretty cool. I don't, the reef tank I had before, I don't remember ever seeing an outbreak like this. So I'm not really sure exactly what's different about this. Maybe this reef tank is starting out a little bit healthier than my last one. But anyway, I'm gonna flip the camera around and show you guys what's going on my glass. So hopefully you'll be able to see it. I'll put it up kind of close. So, all right. So let's see if we can make, yeah, look at you can see all of them and check them out. They're like, I'm gonna try to see if I can stabilize this camera enough that you might be able to see some of the crawling around. See them kind of moving around, crawling. I mean, they're everywhere. All in the water, floating around, and they're on the rocks, you know. Let's see here. Let me get a little closer in on these guys here, see if just check those guys out. Crawling around, moving around. They're just everywhere. You can see my zinnia back there. Looks like it's just as happy as it can be. But man, I couldn't get over that. I looked up and I was like, what in the world? I mean, just literally, yeah, it wasn't like this yesterday. So I guess we had some in the rocks and whatnot that, you know, I guess they gave birth because they are everywhere, which that's pretty cool because I've always wanted to get a Mandarin Goby, and every time, the guys at the shop would be like, well, I mean, do you have a Copepod population? And I'm like, well, maybe, I'm not really sure, but definitely have a Copepod population now. So, I mean, check that out. So these guys are going to be all in the rocks. They're going to be living in all these little crevices and little holes. They'll hide all in these rocks. So it'll be extremely difficult to deplete the copepod population now. Not to mention, a lot of them are probably going down into my sump and, possibly breeding in my sump where they're a little safer, from fish and whatnot. So I'm kind of hoping that will, help out. Check that little guy out. He's like backed up against the aquarium, kind of walking across the bottom here. He's just making laps around the tank. But anyway, it's cool. I'm gonna try to. My water is super clean. I'm running a Somatic 60S protein skimmer. And I just installed a clear water scrubber, CW50 algae scrubber. So we'll see how that works. But the protein skimmer alone has really cleaned the water up. I mean, it's just crystal clear, no algae issues. Yeah, really kind of turned around. I had brown algae everywhere, which, this tank's been running for about maybe 5 weeks. So 5 weeks from brand new. And anyway, I turned my pumps off. I'm gonna turn them back on. I was gonna try to take the current down a little bit so you could see those little guys crawling around. All right, so I turned my pumps back on in the back, my power heads. Those are the current USA eFlux series loop power heads. I think these are the 650 gallon an hour. I turned the flow rate down about 50% just because it looked like it was really beating up my zinnia And you can see, I mean, check it. I mean, you can tell the flow is pretty good right here on top. So I mean, I think there's enough. So anyway, so I just figured I would dial it back and then kind of see how everything goes. But anyway, pretty cool. Copepods everywhere on the glass, and that which means they're all in the rocks. They're everywhere. So that's cool. So I'm gonna buy me a Mandarin Goby. That'll be pretty neat. I was at the store the other day and ran across that Jackson Fish and Coral, and he had a couple of those in there, and I remember thinking how cool it'd be to have one of those little guys. They're such pretty fish. Anyway, so I'm gonna add one of those to my list of fish whenever I throw several more of them in here, probably in about a week or so, maybe even this week, maybe Friday. So anyway, I just wanted to shoot a little quick video just to show that, because that was cool. I just noticed that like maybe an hour ago, and I just thought that was really cool. Wanted to shoot a little video and show that, which is another little step forward in the right direction with my new saltwater tank. So anyway, guys, if it's your first time to watch my videos, please subscribe. I'm posting videos all the time. The new equipment I've got underneath, I'm going to be doing updates and, you know, progress reports on how all the equipment's operating and running, and give my opinion of, you know, how well the equipment's operating, along with maybe some of the problems and issues that I've seen that I've had to work through. So anyway, like I said, hit the subscribe button, hit the little bell, and you'll be notified of my next video. Thanks a lot, guys.